The warrior Clark and Mage Olivia are shocked that a person actually slays a dragon. The vampire, Field, gets excited seeing fresh dragon blood. The assassin Mavis wonders who Luo Chen is. Meanwhile, Luo Chen realizes that it was a real ancient dragon, and that the secret trials go back at least tens of thousands of years. Olivia pulls out a dragon scale, and a portal opens. The party goes out of the portal, and Olivia glares at Luo Chen, as she still thinks he is related to the death of their cleric. Luo Chen returns to modern China, and he and a worried Shen Yulan go together to the funeral of Shen Junfeng. Luo Chen assures his mother that he is with her. At Shen Junfeng's funeral, Shen Yulan leaves Luo Chen for a while, and he can sense a glare from behind. Afterward, Shen Chanjun approaches Luo Chen and asks why he is not checking on his brother, Shen Junfeng. Luo Chen claims that he is not a part of the Shen family, which made Shen Qinjun laugh. He proudly tells Luo Chen his rags to riches story, and Luo Chen laughs. Luo Chen tells Shen Chanjun that the Shen family is just an ant in his eyes. Shen Chanjun gets mad and warns Luo Chen not to regret his words. Shen Qinjun secretly orders his men to kill Luo Chen's father, Luo Yanxi. Meanwhile, Luo Yanxi eats a meal and tells a girl, who is actually the Corpse King, to eat. The Corpse King notices Luo Yanxi's hand and drools. She attacks Luo Yanxi, but she feels an ominous aura behind her. She screams out of fear. Luo Yanxi worries that there is something wrong with the girl. However, Luo Chen tells him not to worry about the girl. Outside, some masters are targeting Luo Yanxi. They notice a girl outside the house and ask if it is the Luo household. The girl growls and immediately ignores them. The leader smacks and grabs her. Just then, Luo Chen's voice can be heard from a CCTV camera. Luo Chen tells the Corpse King that the men in front of her are her dinner. The Corpse King growls in excitement and starts attacking the men, who are running in fear. Luo Chen closes his monitor, and Master Zhang reports that something is ready with the Shen family. They are ready anytime. The next day, Shen Chanjun receives a report from Shen Yucheng that Luowuji of the Dragon List will attend her banquet. Shen Chanjun is overjoyed and asks Shen Yucheng for a drink. Meanwhile, Li Jieyu visits Luo Chen. She heard about Luo Chen offending Shen Chanjun. She suggests Luo Chen leave the capital. She claims that the Shen family is too powerful and influential in the capital, and Shen Chanjun will do what he can to ruin Luo Chen's life. Luo Chen tells her not to worry and asks if she will also attend Shen Tianjun's birthday. Li Jia confirms, and Luo Chen tells her that he will show who is arrogant. The day of the banquet comes, and Shen Yulan is confronted by her sister-in-law, who laughs at her and says she can't bring her son with her. Shen Yulan doesn't want Luo Chen to be there in the first place. The sister-in-law starts a small talk, but Shen Yulan ignores her and leaves. Shen Yulan later hands out her present to Shen Chanjun, but Shen Chanjun rejects it. Shen Yucheng calls her son a bastard raised by a loser. Shen Yulan then became furious for the first time. Shen Chanjun shouts at her for being disgraceful. He gives Shen Yulan the last chance to cut her ties with Luo Chen. He threatens her that he will throw her away as his daughter. Shen Yulan ultimately chooses her son, and Shen Tianjun calls Luo Chen a loser. Suddenly, someone asked who was the loser. Luo Chen arrives arrogantly and claims that he came knowing his mother will be bullied. Shen Tianjun calls Luo Chen arrogant and a person that can't match the power of the Shen family. Luo Chen claims he is insulted by the trash Shen family. The Shen family's men try to attack them, but Luo Chen fends them off. Luo Chen surprises everyone and even his mother. It triggers Shen Yulan to remember the painful memories that were sealed off. She claims she remembers everything that happened in Shaanxi. Luo Chen is surprised that the recovery was too sudden. Shen Yulan then tells Shen Chanjun that it is time for him to get to know Luo Chen better. Shen Chanjun can't believe Luo Chen is a grandmaster at his age. Shen Yulan calls them dumb for saying that her son is bad. Shen Chanjun apologizes and tries to fix their relationship, but Luo Yan, she appears to tell him to shut up. Shen Yulan runs over to Luo Yanxi's arms. Shen Chanjun asks why Luo Yanxi is still alive. Shen Yulan gets mad and calls him cruel. He then claims that a mere grandmaster can't move the Shen family because he has befriended Luowuji of the Dragon List. Li Jiyu appears, and Shen Yucheng wonders why he attended when he had rejected the invitation once. Li Jiyu then tells Shen Chanjun that he thinks too highly of himself. He only came after being invited by Luowuji. Shen Chanjun lets him in, and Li Jiyu greets Luo Chen. The Shen family members are confused. Lei Jiyu then makes it clear that Luo Chen is Luowuji, the first person on the Heavenly Dragon list. They get shocked. Shen Yulan asks Lu Yanxi, who is actually confused. The others doubt the fact that a mere 20-year-old grandmaster is at the top of the list. However, Shen Chanjun knows Li Jiyu doesn't lie. He thought the family could now become a martial arts family, but he offended Luo Chen instead. Shen Yucheng knows that they are in deep trouble, offers peace with Luo Chen, and flexes the family's wealth. He asks for Master Zhang's support with the joint project. Master Zhang claims he needs to ask his master first. Shen Yucheng asks where his master is, and Master Zhang announces that his master is Luowuji. Everyone can't believe it, and Shen Yulan stands proudly. Shen Yucheng falls to his knees and asks Shen Yulan for forgiveness. Lu Yanxi slaps him and claims that he can still remember what they did to him. Shen Qianzhen interferes and tells them to leave because the revenge is done. Luo Chen laughs and tells him that he didn't only come to humiliate him. Master Zhang then announces that Shen Yucheng mortgaged the entire property for the investment project. The mortgage period has expired and the debt has been transferred to Luo Chen, making the Shen properties Luo Chen's property. Shen Yucheng calls them a fraud, but Master Zhang explains that everything was done legally with his consent. Shen Qianzhen asks Shen Yucheng how much he put down as collateral, and the latter confesses that it's everything. The two argue with each other. Luo Chen then tells Shen Qianzhen that he is lucky that they are related by blood, or else he would have killed them already. Lai Jia and her mother arrive at the banquet and discover the Shen family being escorted outside despite hosting the banquet. Some attendees overhear them and claim that it is the Lu family now. The two get surprised. The assassin Pan tells the attendees to stay if they want to be friends with Luowuji. People are debating whether to go or not. Just then, Zhou Long, the grandmaster, calls out Luo Chen. Shen Yulan wonders what is wrong, and Luo Chen tells her it is nothing. Luo Chen comes out, and Zhou Long starts complaining about Qin Island. Li Jiyu remembers that most Dragon List fighters were slaughtered on Qin Island before. Lan Maizu worries, but Luo Chen doesn't know them. A man suddenly lashes out, and Luo Chen slaps him hard. Zhao Long gets mad and attacks Luo Chen. Li Jiyu tells everyone to spread out. Luo Chen receives the attack with bare hands and counters with a punch that easily kills Zhou Long. Luo Chen ordered Pan to take them away. Zhao Long's brother then announces that the Zhao family will bring forth a martial judgment, and that all martial saints in the world will be his enemies. An old man suddenly explains what martial judgment is and claims that the Zhao family is not an easy enemy. He also mentions the person who brought the strengthening potions from Kunlun, and claims that he can help Luo Chen. He will lead Luo Chen to Kunlun with a team after 3 days, in exchange for wiping out the Zhou clan. After 3 days, an expedition team is on their way and wonders why Elder Yang has chosen a newcomer to lead the team. They arrive at the site and discover Luo Chen and a little girl enjoying a lavish meal. Luo Chen tells them to sit and eat first. The consultant, Jin Yu, introduces herself and asks Luo Chen why he is bringing a little girl along. He tells Jin Yu that the little girl is very strong. They return to Elder Huang and complain that a youngster became the captain. Elder Huang wonders why Elder Yang chose someone like Luo Chen. Meanwhile, the Corpse King complains about eating human food, and Luo Chen tells her to get used to it for the next few days. The team later enters the Kunlun area, and Jin Yu finds the place bizarre. Elder Huang then suggests camping for the night. The team starts setting up camp. Luo Chen suggests staying in the car, but he gets ignored. They whisper around as they talk badly about Luo Chen. Elder Huang insists that it is safe. Luo Chen then tells them to suit themselves. Night comes, and an ominous beast watches over the camp. A member, Tang Huai, pees outside and senses a movement behind. He sees a tent open and discovers Ren Jun dead. He screamed out loud, and the others came out of their tents. The other claims that Jun is a physical master and checks into the tent. However, Jun is not there, and Luo Chen checks on it too. Luo Chen notices the faint smell of blood. In that instant, Ren Jun appears with a wild rabbit in his hand. Luo Chen then asks him why he went out without reporting to him. Elder Huang asks for forgiveness and claims Ren Jun is more useful compared to the little girl Luo Chen brought. Luo Chen leaves them be, and Elder Huang orders everyone to get ready for a trek. During the trek, Ren Jun and Tang Hui got separated from the group. Ren Jun suggests taking shelter first. Meanwhile, Elder Huang finds it strange that the two suddenly went missing. Ren Jun leads Tang Hui to a cave and shows his dead face. Tang Hui screams in fear. Luo Chen stops and senses that someone is fighting. His team walks over to check on it. On the other hand, Elder Huang fights with Ren Jun. After some exchanges, Elder Huang defeats Ren Jun. He thanks his possession for his help. Luo Chen's team arrives and sees Tang Hui dead. The girl tries to go over the dead body, but Luo Chen stops her. It is really hard to suppress the girl's true nature. Luo Chen claims no one would have died if they had listened to him. Elder Huang gets mad, and Jin Yu tells Luo Chen that Tang Hui was his beloved disciple. Elder Huang swears to kill Luo Chen. At dusk, they reach the first entrance to Kunlun's secret realm. Luo Chen wonders why there are flowers that symbolize death there. Something is weird since the snow spirits attack the others. There might be something wrong with Kunlun. Jin Yu tries to touch the flowers, and Luo Chen stops her. Elder Huang tells them not to worry because he is present. He recalls that the last team got wiped out because of the flowers. Monsters appear, and Elder Huang tells Luo Chen to be on his knees if he wants to be saved. Luo Chen tells the little girl to move out. The little girl easily kills one of the monsters, surprising the others. The monsters roar, and the little girl roars back, scaring the monsters. Suddenly, a snow maiden appears and attacks the little girl. It easily traps the little girl in ice and proceeds to attack the others. Elder Huang calls out his possession. The possession sees the snow maiden and flees, as it doesn't want to provoke her. Elder Huang gets choked and asks for help. Luo Chen then tells him to get on his knees and beg. The member who was following him asks to help Elder Huang, and Luo Chen concedes. The little girl gets out from under the ice. Luo Chen orders her to beat the snow maiden, and she will get a reward. The little girl and the snow maiden clash in their attacks. Luo Chen orders the orders to move forward. Elder Huang stops them and confuses the others. Luo Chen tells the others that Elder Huang will kill them and take credit. Elder Huang tries to attack, but Luo Chen punches him first. Elder Huang falls to the ground and surprises the others. Elder Huang can't believe that Luo Chen is a grandmaster. He tries to apologize, but Luo Chen kills him. The others get scared, recalling that they also looked down on Luo Chen. Luo Chen tells them to stay where they are and leaves. Luo Chen goes inside and discovers a monument. He can still feel the extremely powerful pressure from it. Luo Chen suddenly feels a demonic aura. He looks around and discovers a Taoist corpse. He can still feel the holy power of the Taoist, despite being dead for thousands of years. Luo Chen walks away, and the Taoist suddenly asks if he is not afraid. Luo Chen goes silent, and the Taoist keeps on shouting that he should have been afraid. Luo Chen gets attacked, but he blocks the Taoist. He asks what is happening, and the Taoist corpse announces that the earth will be annihilated. The Taoist increases his power, and a blinding light appears. It suddenly goes dark, and another blinding light appears. Luo Chen discovers the divine tree fusing. The last attack triggered the space magic circle and sent Luo Chen to the inner realm of Kunlun. He jumps over the tree roots and discovers a demonic fetus. Just then, the demon asks who stepped into her realm. The demon tells Luo Chen to leave, but he steps on it instead. He tells the demon to respect his elders. The demon gets mad and threatens to destroy the world once she gets out. Luo Chen laughs at her, but the demon is confident that her body can't be harmed. Luo Chen claims he will attack mentally. Luo Chen jumps over and discovers that the demonic fetus is trying to hatch using the tree's fire spirit. Luo Chen dives into the fire and absorbs the heat instead. The demon tells Luo Chen to get down, and Luo Chen laughs at her. Hours later, Luo Chen can already feel his limit. The branch has lesser fire spirits now, and the demon can't believe Immortal almost sucked everything from the tree branch. Luo Chen says his goodbyes to the demon, leaving a smaller amount of fire spirits, and then leaves. The demon swears to kill Luo Chen someday. Luo Chen flies over to the holy land of the Jade Pond. It might not be the real one, but the water there can help him refine the fire spirit energy he recently absorbed. He is surprised to see the corpse and a lingering smell of blood in the area. He notices that the corpses are from the Jade Pond sect, which is known to be strong. He wonders how they were massacred. Luo Chen then collects the remains of the Jade Pond water. Seeing that the home of the gods got destroyed, more terrifying things might happen in the future. Meanwhile, the little girl is still fighting the Snow Maiden. The Snow Maiden is clearly tired, and the little girl falls over. She suddenly stands up and runs away. The fight suddenly turns into a chase, and Luo Chen appears. Lu Chen tells Jinyu to bring the little girl back to Tongzhou. The little girl asks for help to get rid of the Snow Maiden. Lu Chen explains that the Snow Maiden is now forever tied up on the little girl and asks her to bring the Snow Maiden with her. The little girl gets depressed as the Snow Maiden laughs at her. The next day, Lu Chen calls his mother and tells her that he will be back in a month. Lu Chen must immediately refine the fire spirit and find a place to stay. Lu Chen is later led to a house for rent by a woman, and a blonde man insists on a ridiculous amount of payment. The girl stops him and offers cheaper rent instead. The man tries to hit on the woman, and Lu Chen interferes to pay the ridiculous amount. The man gets mad and tries to attack Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen hits him first. The man runs as he threatens Lu Chen. Lu Chen doesn't want to rent anymore. He wants to buy the property instead. Lu Chen soon starts to refine the fire spirit. However, it is still overwhelming for him, and he releases the excess energy to the ground. He worries that it will dry up soon in that snowy place. The neighbors wonder why it is getting hotter lately. The disciple tells the master that the weather has been weird lately. The master, Yang Tiangang, tells his disciple not to be bothered by the little changes in her environment. The disciple then continues training. That night, the blonde man from before brings men with him to attack Lu Chen. They get confused about which house Lu Chen is in, and the men enter the one that the blonde man thinks is right. The female disciple wakes up and confronts the men. The blonde man gets excited and orders his men to tie up the woman. The master tells the disciple not to kill anyone. A huge man tries to attack her, but the disciple easily throws him off. She continues to knock out the others, and the blonde man finds it strange. The disciple asks him who sent them, and he shamelessly blames Lu Chen, who just moved in. In Qin Island, Zhao Long's brother reports to a Zhao elder about Zhao Long's death. The elder gets mad that Zhao Long was killed by a youngster. He thinks Luowuji is an old guy in disguise from another cultivation realm. He then passes an order to launch a martial order against Luowuji. Meanwhile, Lu Chen manages to refine the essence of fire and his diamond glass body. Just then, the female disciple drags the blonde man into Lu Chen's residence. The blonde man points to Lu Chen, and the female disciple confronts him. The two argue, and the woman tries to attack Lu Chen with spiritual energy. Lu Chen blocks it with inner energy and fights back. Yang Qingang appears to stop the fight, but the woman has already been sent flying. The master catches his disciple and discovers that her core is shattered and her martial powers are gone. Yang Qingang gets furious and swears to kill Lu Chen. He attacks Lu Chen, claiming that he is a martial god. However, Lu Chen easily blocks the attack. Lu Chen looks fine, and Yang Qingang is shocked. Yang Tiangang claims Lu Chen is an interesting opponent, but Lu Chen doesn't see him as one. Yang Qingang laughs as he claims that he has killed a lot of talented people. Lu Chen, on the other hand, claims that he killed around 8 digits. Yang Tiangang gets offended and attacks with an ultimate move. He smashes Lu Chen and tries to leave afterward. The blonde man anxiously tells him to look back and discover Lu Chen, who is unscathed. Lu Chen claims that Yang Tiangang's power is weak. The disciple wakes up and thinks Lu Chen will now lose because her master is here. Yet, Yang Tiangang surrenders to Lu Chen, shocking the disciple. Half a month later, the sword deity tells Shen Qianjun not to be in a hurry to dispose of Luowuji. Shen Qianjun desperately asks for help, and the sword god agrees. Shen Qianjun leaves, thinking Lu Chen is now dead for sure. Director Su calls Lu Chen and informs him about the martial order the Zhou family has declared. The Zhou family gathered 5 martial gods and some European assassins, known as the Goddess of Death on Qin Island. Director Su advises Lu Chen to lay low for now. However, Lu Chen is already on Qin Island. The Zhao elder receives a report of Luowuji's whereabouts. He then gives orders to get ready to assassinate Luowuji. Just then, other clan members reported that someone had appeared in the North Port and called himself Luowuji. 5 martial gods appear at the port and confront Lu Chen. Lu Chen calls the Zhao elder an elderly neighbor. Elder Zhu gets mad and claims that Lu Chen will be dead today. The bald martial god laughs at Lu Chen. Lu Chen claims it is better to clean the ants before they crawl into his house. The martial gods get mad, and the sword deity, Shi Jingtian from Kunlun, stops them. The martial gods greet him and wonder if Lu Chen is also from Kunlun. Shi Jingtian can't believe Lu Chen is already in godhood, surprising the others. Shi Jingtian then tells Lu Chen to make up with Shen Qianjun, and he will accept Luo Chen in Kunlun Sword Palace. Shen Qianjun tells Shi Jingtian that he asked to kill Luo Chen, but the sword god doesn't want to. Luo Chen then makes it clear to everyone that he doesn't care about them. Shi Jingtian gets mad. Shen Qianjun laughs, knowing that Luo Chen is now dead. Shi Jingtian then tells the martial gods to have their way. Elder Zhu attacks Luo Chen first. However, Luo Chen fends off his attack and counters with a slap to the face. Elder Zhu gets to the ground, and Shi Jingtian claims Luo Chen only used inner energy. Luo Chen then claims that his elderly neighbor is stronger than Elder Zhao. Elder Zhou gets offended and uses up all his powers. He summons the 7-star Dragon Abyss Sword. He claims he killed 37,000 people with one slash. Elder Zhou attacks Luo Chen, and the other martial gods follow. Luo Chen puts up a barrier and blocks everything. He applies sharp inner energy to his hand and slashes the martial gods to death. Elder Zhu trembles in fear. Luo Chen asks for his last words. Elder Zhou then warns him that their leader, Yang Chen Gang, won't leave him alone. Luo Chen laughs and calls Yang Chen Gang. Elder Zhou asks why he was hiding. Yang Chen Gang embarrassingly confesses that he was the elderly neighbor who lost in a fight with Luo Chen. Elder Zhou is shocked. Yang Chen Gang was then ordered to withdraw a martial order against Luo Chen. Luo Chen tells Yang Chen Gang to go away. Seeing everything, Shi Jingtian thinks Luo Chen is going to be a threat someday. Just then, he senses a fluctuation in spiritual energy. Elder Zhu laughs as the goddess of death appears. Yang Chen Gang can believe that Elder Zhou managed to hire the goddess of death. Elder Zhu laughs at Luo Chen because he is as good as dead. Even Shi Jingtian recognizes her strength and thinks that Luo Chen is dead for sure. The goddess of death descends and Elder Zhu immediately tattles on Luo Chen. The goddess of death, who looks familiar for some reason, tells him not to panic because she can defeat anyone. However, she is surprised to see Luo Chen. She is actually Mavis, the assassin from the dragon incident. Luo Chen asks if she's going to kill him, and Mavis panics. She bows in respect to Luo Chen and asks for mercy. The elders are all surprised to see and hear the scene. Luo Chen laughs at Elder Zhou and gives him one last chance. Elder Zhou asks who he is, and Luo Chen tells him a dead man doesn't need to know. Elder Zhou gets killed by Luo Chen. Yang Chen Gang knows that the 8 martial gods are powerful, but half of them got killed today. Shi Jingtian grabs Elder Zhao's Abyss Sword and claims that the Kunlun Sword Palace is strong enough to kill Luo Chen. Despite Luo Chen's warning, the sword deity attacks Luo Chen. Shen Juntian is glad that Luo Chen will be killed today. Luo Chen then uses magic to swap places with Shi Jingtian. Shi Jingtian gets injured by his own attack. He is surprised that Luo Chen is a sorcerer. The sword deity attacks again, but Luo Chen brings out a golden sword and counterattacks. Shi Jingtian tries to block it, but his barrier breaks. He felt Luo Chen's attacks at the same level as a level 3 god would attack. Shen Qianjun trembles, knowing that the Shen family is over. Shi Jingtian kneels on the ground and begs for mercy. However, Shi Jingtian is planning to gather an army and attack Luo Chen. However, Luo Chen wants him dead right now. The surprised Shi Jingtian claims that it is against the rules. Luo Chen still kills him in the end. Meanwhile, in Kunlun, people already know about Shi Jingtian's death, and King Mang from the Green City Mountains asks his master for permission to avenge the sword god's death. His master permits him, but he must proceed with caution. Later, Luo Chen asks Mavis about the horror games. However, Mavis claims that an assassin's information is the next most important thing in their life. She wants to ally with Luo Chen so she can share information. Luo Chen asks for the contract, but Mavis trusts him already. She claims that she also came to China because of the horror games. She has met a lot of players already, both from the western and eastern parts of the world. She investigated the recently unearthed tomb of the Qin Emperor, and there were records of the horror games. Mavis also mentions the heart of the stars. According to ancient science, there are lots of planets in the universe, and there is a low chance that other intelligent life forms exist on one of these stars. The heart of the stars is the key to creating life on a suitable planet, and it is a priceless treasure. The horror game keeps recruiting players to find someone suitable for it. Mavis then explains that there are 2 types of games. The first is the game where you are summoned, and the second is the game where you voluntarily participate and have checkpoints around the world. The second game is usually joined by top-level players. Mavis feels like Luo Chen is interested in the second game, and tells him that the nearby checkpoint will open soon in Go Lai. Lu Chen asks if Mavis will join. Mavis hesitates because she is no match for top-level people like the son of the Snow Kingdom's Wolf King, Tolev. However, they will be no match for Lu Chen's prowess. Lu Chen claims that he doesn't see them as rivals. Mavis gets worried that Lu Chen is making enemies with the people behind the horror games. However, Lu Chen doesn't care one bit. Mavis insists that many strong people exist now. Well, it is because they haven't met Lu Chen yet. Mavis can see that Lu Chen is a crazy person. She must stay away from a person who declares war against all players. Lu Chen tells her that she just lost a good chance. Mavis thinks otherwise. She then abruptly breaks their alliance and promises compensation. A person to guide Lu Chen. She leaves, hoping that they won't meet as enemies. Later at night, Rongzhi appears and offers to guide Lu Chen to Go Lai. Lu Chen tells him to get to the point, and Rongzhi, she wants to ally. Lu Chen asks if he heard anything from Mavis, and Rongzhi, she is fine with it because he is looking for people that don't surrender to the horror games. He claims that the game in Go Lai needs the players to snatch the crystal skull that is rumored to be able to open the gateway to the stars. He then shows Lu Chen energy that is only gained by special ability users. He claims to be a level 6 ability user. These special people are people who have awakened their potential powers and are ranked from 1 to 9. A level 3 ability user is equal to a Chinese grandmaster. Rongzhi, she got his power from a holy well that belongs to the Rong family. However, the crystal skull for the horror game is in the holy well. Rongzhi, she wants Lu Chen's help to protect the well. To show his sincerity, Rongzhi, she shows a special fruit that serves as the main energy source for ability users. Most fruits are from horror games, but this one is from the Rong family as well. Lu Chen can see that it is similar to the legendary seed, but has an unstable energy. Lu Chen agrees with the deal, and Rongzhi thanks him. 2 days later, Lu Chen is fetched by men from the Rong family. He suddenly gets a call from Director Su, who informs him that cultivators from Kunlun are after him, especially King Mang. Lu Chen tells him to inform his enemies that he will be in Go Lai and drops the call. Director Su can only sigh. Soon after that, Lu Chen gets into the horror game. A man in a dark robe welcomes them and gives orders to search for the crystal skull. Merit points are assigned to all players. They will be qualified to join the search for the crystal skull if they reach 10,000 merit points. They have 12 hours to defeat others. However, they can also transfer points to another player. The man finishes his instructions and fades away. Lu Chen tries to do something, but a player already starts hurting the others. The thug doesn't care about the points, he just wants to kill. Players run away from him while Lu Chen senses an area with 10,000 people. He moves and ignores the thug. The thug gets offended and attacks him, but Lu Chen makes the thug explode. Everyone got shocked, and a white-haired woman locked her sight on Lu Chen. Lu Chen later arrives at his destination, but he gets blocked. Only those with at least 100 merit points can enter. Lu Chen then asks how much the two have. He challenges the other guard. The guard gets mad and threatens Lu Chen. The white-haired woman appears and gives Lu Chen 100 merit points. The guards were taken aback, and the two went inside. Lu Chen asks why the white-haired woman helped him when he doesn't even know her. The woman insists that they are now. She introduces herself as Qian Yi Huizi, a level 3 ability user. She claims she is only after merit points. She only wants to buy strength for bloodlines and special fruits. Just then, a mob is running away from something. One of them claims that a Chinese cultivator is on a killing spree in the city. He claims that the cultivator is named King Mang. Lu Chen can't believe he really came to see Go Lai. Lu Chen then hurries to the city. Meanwhile, in the heart of the city, the mayor is heavily injured. King Mang laughs at the mayor for being weak and calls ability users trash. Ability users get mad at him, and one of them informs the others to be careful, because the dragon scale arm King Mang has is powerful. King Mang calls them trash again, and a person suddenly appears behind him. He is the city's spiritual leader, Nanchan. Lu Chen and Yi Huizi arrive at the burning city. Lu Chen senses an energy. King Mang tries to flee after encountering a level 8 ability user. Nanchan asks why he is running and easily captures King Mang. Nanchan binds King Mang, who later begs for forgiveness. Nanchan blinks in front of King Mang and knocks him to the ground. Nanchan asks if that is all he got and calls the Green City Mountain, Where Ting Mang came from, useless. Nan Chan orders King Mang to hand over his points, claims that the Chinese stole their techniques, and calls himself trash. King Mang complies and asks for mercy. Nan Chan lets him off and everyone cheers that the Chinese are trash. A punch suddenly appeared, and it was Luo Chen who beat up one of the crowds. He gets offended by them. Nan Chan asks if Luo Chen is standing up for King Mang, but Luo Chen claims he is doing it for the Chinese techniques. Yi Huizi warns him of the level gap, but Luo Chen doesn't care because this will attract the game masters. Nan Chan asks for his clan, but Luo Chen claims he is on his own. He looks down on Luo Chen. Luo Chen mocks him, and Nan Chan attacks. With just one word, Luo Chen stops Nan Chan's attack. Nan Chan is surprised that a basic freezing technique can affect him. Luo Chen teaches Nan Chan that Chinese techniques can shake the heavens and earth with only one incantation. He slaps Nan Chan, claiming that ants like him can insult them. Nan Chan gets smacked to the ground and tells him that King Mang is just a nobody. There are still a lot of hidden talents in the Chinese population, and the thought is enough to scare Nan Chan. Luo Chen then orders Nan Chan to hand over his points, or he won't be able to see the sunrise tomorrow. Nan Chan hands over his 406,000 points and swears to get revenge someday. Luo Chen also shouts at the crowd and brazenly asks for their points. The crowd gets heated up, and Yi Huizai tells Luo Chen that it is wise not to make a city enemy. However, Luo Chen claims that he fears nothing. He orders the crowd again to hand over their points or they will die at his hands. Everyone gets mad at Luo Chen's brazen attitude, and Nan Chan laughs that Luo Chen messed up. Just then, a heavenly sword appears in the skies. Luo Chen brings down the heavenly sword to the city and obliterates everyone, leaving only Yi Huizai and Nan Chan. Both Nan Chan and Yi Huizi are shocked by the scene. Luo Chen got over 1 million points, but it was still not enough for him. Nan Chan then claims that the deaths of thousands of players are a huge loss for the horror game. They will make a move for sure. Also, the Ability Users Association will also hunt down Luo Chen for what he did. The leader is a famous king amongst ability users. Legend says that the leader reached level 9 and that the gender is undisclosed. Nan Chan claims that it is only a matter of time for Luo Chen. Yi Huizi brings out swords and tries to attack Luo Chen. However, Luo Chen easily disintegrates the attack. Luo Chen glares at Yi Huizi and subdues her. Luo Chen orders her to explain things in 3 sentences or she dies. She asks to be spared and offers to hand over the treasure of the king of ability users. Luo Chen releases her and reminds Yi Huizi that the treasure might be useless to him. She claims that it is indeed useful for strong people like Luo Chen. Nan Chan claims that it is the key to the secret realm. Yi Huizi explains that the horror game released 10 top-grade bounty missions, and 3 of them require a key to activate them. The key she has can activate the first secret realm, Asgard. Nan Chan explains that it is the realm with the highest difficulty and rewards, but no one has conquered it yet. The key was taken by the king and sealed for thousands of years. It is the will of the game, so the second mission changed to assassinating the king of ability users. Luo Chen wonders why Yi Huizi has it. Yi Huizi reveals that she is the king's maid, and she came across the key by chance. Nan Chan commends her courage, and Yi Huizi claims she doesn't have a choice but to hide in Gao Lai. She claims she also needs 10,000 points for a consumable treasure. Nan Chan explains that Yi Huizi wants the special fruit that can help you gain strength comparable to the king of ability users. Yi Huizi claims she revealed everything and wants her life to be spared. However, Nan Chan attacks her and Yi Huizi dies. Nan Chan claims she revealed her aura, and the king can track her down. He apologizes for taking action on his own. Luo Chen claims that there is one more who knows now that he got the key. Nan Chan swears to be quiet about it, and he will serve Luo Chen. Luo Chen tells him to meet up at the Rong residence. Later at night, Rong Zieved, she congratulates Luo Chen for his achievements. He reports that hundreds of top players have gathered. Some are already in Fuzhou, while others are observing from outside. He claims it will be disadvantageous for those who move first. However, Luo Chen is confident he can take them on and get the crystal skull. Rong Ziev, she wishes Luo Chen success. Luo Chen then meets up with Nan Chan, and he receives the special fruit that is on par with the king of ability users. Luo Chen tries to move the fruit using his mind, but he can't. Nan Chan explains that it is used to amplify abilities. so one must have an ability within their body. It means that Luo Chen needs to be an ability user. However, it might be difficult for a sorcerer like Luo Chen. He needs a special fruit and 300,000 points. Luo Chen shows Nanshan the fruit he got from the wrong clan, surprising her in the process. He realizes that Luo Chen is of noble background. Nanshan tells him that it is not enough, but Luo Chen eats the fruit. Nanshan panics as he remembers that there will be a strong conflict between spiritual energy and ability, and one must have a protection object first. Yes, indeed, Luo Chen suddenly feels his spiritual energy clashing with the ability. The King's Sutra is trying to destroy the fruit using the fire spirit. His body is going out of control. He tries to take the risk of suppressing the King's Sutra. Nanshan remembers that the stronger the sorcerer, the more dangerous he is. Seeing Luo Chen's reaction, he might die for real, and cutting off his meridian is the only way for him to leave. Nanshan tries to cut off his meridians as he apologizes to Luo Chen. However, Luo Chen puts up a barrier. Nanshan gets surprised and asks if Luo Chen is alright. Luo Chen manages to seal the King's Sutra in time. He won't use the King's Sutra in the meantime, but at least he is an ability user now. Outside of Fuzhou, a man determines the number of users in the area. He asks his master, Tolev, if they should move already. However, Tolev tells him not to rush things and that the crystal skull will arrive only in a few hours. Tolev can also sense someone powerful coming. Just then, someone asks if Tolev is talking about her. A powerful vampire appears from nowhere. The man, who is actually a werewolf, tries to protect Tolev. Tolev tells him that the vampire is not an enemy, and that the grudge between werewolves and vampires has nothing to do with her. Tolev asks her why she is interested in the trial. She claims she is here to seek revenge against a yellow-skinned monkey who killed her servant. Tolev asks if there is a chance for an alliance. He will help her kill the monkey, and the vampire will help Tolev get the crystal skull. The vampire agrees to try it out once in a while. Tolev then asks for the target's name. She utters the name Luowuji. So Luo Chen is now up to fight werewolves and vampires. If you want the next part recap of this manhwa, comment down below and make sure to like this video and subscribe. Until next time.